Hello friends, greeting. Today I will talk about world's most controversy novel, The Satanic Verses, written by Salman Rushdie. Let's start video.
The Satanic Verses is the fourth novel of British Indian creator Salman Rushdie, first posted in September 1988. The EE book becomes stimulated by a way of means of the existence of the Islamic prophet Muhammad, as together along with his preceding books. Rushdie used magical realism and trusted modern-day occasions and those to create his characters. The name refers back to the Satanic Verses, a collection of Quranic verses approximately 3 pagan Meccan goddesses, Alat, Al-Uzza, and Manat. The part of the tale that offers with the Satanic Verses become primarily based totally on money owed from the historians Al-Waqidi and Al-Tabari. The EE book acquired huge vital acclaim, become a 1988 Booker Prize finalist, and gained the 1988 Whitbread Award for Novel of the Year. Timothy Brennan referred to as the work the maximum bold novel but posted to cope with the immigrant and joy in Britain. The EE book and its perceived blasphemy had been noted as motivation in Islamic extremist bombings, killings, and riots, and sparked a debate approximately censorship and religiously inspired violence. Fearing unrest, the Rajiv Gandhi authorities banned the importation of the EE book into India. In 1989, Supreme Leader of Iran Ruhollah Khomeini referred to as for Rushdie's loss of life, ensuing in numerous failed assassination tries at the author, who become granted police safety via way of means of the United Kingdom authorities, and assaults on linked individuals, which include the Japanese translator Hitoshi Igarashi, who becomes stabbed to loss of life in 1991. Assassination tries in opposition to Rushdie continued, which include and strive on his existence in August 2022. Plot: The Satanic Verses includes a body narrative, the usage of factors of magical realism, interlaced with a chain of subplots which can be narrated as dream visions skilled via way of means of one of the protagonists. The body narrative, like many different memories via way of means of Rushdie, entails Indian expatriates in current England. The protagonists, Jibril Farishta and Saladin Chamcha, are each actors of Indian Muslim background. Farishta is a Bollywood celebrity who specializes in gambling Hindu deities. Chamcha is an immigrant who has damaged together along with his Indian identification and works as a voiceover artist in England. At the start of the novel, each are trapped in a hijacked aircraft flying from India to Britain. The aircraft explodes over the English Channel. However, they are magically saved. An outstanding transformation. Farishta takes at the character of the Archangel Gabriel and Chamcha that of a devil. Chamcha is arrested and passes via a tribulation of police abuse as a suspected unlawful immigrant. Farishta's transformation can in part be examined on a sensible degree because the symptom of the protagonist's improvement of schizophrenia. Both characters war to peace their lives return together. Farishta seeks and unearths his misplaced love, the English mountaineer Ali Cohn. However, their dating is overshadowed by a way of means of his intellectual illness. Chamcha, having miraculously regained his human shape, desires to take revenge on Farishta for having forsaken him after their not unusual place fall from the hijacked aircraft. He does so via way of means of fostering Farishta's pathological jealousy, and for that reason destroying his dating with Ali. In any other second of crisis, Farishta realizes what Chamcha has done, however forgives him or even saves his life. Both go back to India. Farishta throws Ali off an excessive upward push in any other outbreak of jealousy, after which dies by a way of means of suicide. Chamcha, who has discovered now no longer best forgiveness from Farishta, however additionally reconciliation together along with his estranged father and his very own Indian identification, makes a decision to stay in India. Dream sequences. Embedded on this tale is a sequence of half-magic dream imaginative and prescient narratives, ascribed to the thoughts of Farishta. One of the sequences is a fictionalized narration of the existence of Muhammad in Jahiliyyah. At its center is the episode of the so referred to as Satanic Verses, wherein the prophet first broadcasts a revelation requiring the adoption of 3 of the antique polytheistic deities, however later renounces this as a mistake as triggered with the aid of using the devil. There also are warring parties of the messenger, a heathen priestess, Hind, and a skeptic and satirical poet, Baal. When the prophet returns to Mecca in triumph, Baal is going into hiding in an underground brothel, wherein the prostitutes expect the identities of the prophet's wives. Also, one of the prophet's partners claims that he, doubting the authenticity of the messenger, has subtly altered quantities of the Quran as they have been dictated to him. The second collection tells the tale of Ayesha, an Indian peasant female who claims to be receiving revelations from the Archangel Gabriel. She entices all her village network to embark on a foot pilgrimage to Mecca, claiming that they may have the ability to stroll throughout the Arabian Sea. The pilgrimage results in a catastrophic climax because the believers all stroll into the water and disappear. Amid disturbingly conflicting stories from observers approximately whether or not they truly drowned or have been in truth miraculously capable of move the sea. A third dream collection affords the parent of an enthusiast expatriate non-secular leader, the Imam. In a late 20th century setting, this certainly satirizes Khomeini himself. Embedded on this tale is a sequence of half-magic dream imaginative and prescient narratives ascribed to the thoughts of Farishta. One of the sequences is a fictionalized narration of the existence of Muhammad in Jahiliyyah. At its center is the episode of the so referred to as Satanic verses, wherein the prophet first broadcasts a revelation requiring the adoption of 3 of the antique polytheistic deities, however later renounces this as a mistake as triggered with the aid of using the devil. There also are warring parties of the messenger, a heathen priestess, Hind, and a skeptic and satirical poet, Baal. When the prophet returns to Mecca in triumph, Baal is going into hiding in an underground brothel, wherein the prostitutes expect the identities of the prophet's wives. Also, one of the prophet's partners claims that he, doubting the authenticity of the messenger, has subtly altered quantities of the Quran as they have been dictated to him. The second collection tells the tale of Ayesha, an Indian peasant female who claims to be receiving revelations from the archangel Gabriel. She entices all her village network to embark on a foot pilgrimage to Mecca, claiming that they may have the ability to stroll throughout the Arabian Sea. The pilgrimage results in a catastrophic climax because the believers all stroll into the water and disappear. Amid disturbingly conflicting stories from observers approximately whether or not they truly drowned or have been in truth miraculously capable of move the sea. A third dream collection affords the parent of an enthusiast expatriate non-secular leader, the Imam. In a late 20th century setting, this certainly satirizes Khomeini himself. Controversy and Fatawa. The novel has been accused of blasphemy for its connection with the Quranic Satanic verses. Pakistan banned the EE book in November 1988. On the 12th of February 1989, 10,000 protesters accumulated towards Rushdie and the EE book in Islamabad, Pakistan. 6 protesters had been killed in an assault at the American Cultural Center, and an American Express workplace became ransacked. As the violence spread, the uploading of the EE book became banned in India and it became burned in demonstrations inside the United Kingdom. Meanwhile, the Commission for Racial Equality and a liberal supposed tank, the Policy Studies Institute, held seminars at the Rushdie affair. They did now no longer invite the writer Faye Weldon, who spoke out towards burning books, however did invite Shaber Akhtar, a Cambridge philosophy graduate who referred to as for a negotiated compromise that might defend Muslim sensibilities towards gratuitous provocation. The journalist and writer Andy McSmith wrote on the time we are witnessing, "I fear the delivery of a brand new and dangerously illiberal liberal orthodoxy designed to deal with Dr. Akhtar and his fundamentalist friends." In mid-February 1989, following a violent rebellion towards the EE book in Pakistan, the Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, then supreme leader of Iran and a Shiite scholar, issued a fatwa calling for the loss of life of Rushdie and his publishers, and referred to as for Muslims to factor him out to folks who can kill him in the event that they can't themselves. Although the British conservative authorities below Margaret Thatcher gave Rushdie round-the-clock police protection, many politicians on each aspects had been adversarial to the writer. British Labour MP Keith Baz led a march via Leicester rapidly after he became elected in 1989 calling for the EE book to be banned, whilst the conservative flesh-presser Norman Tebbit, the party's former chairman, referred to as Rushdie an awesome villain whose public lifestyles has been a report of despicable acts of betrayal of his upbringing. Religion followed domestic and nationality. Journalist Christopher Hitchens staunchly defended Rushdie and advised critics to sentence the violence of the fatwa in preference to blaming the radical or the writer. Hitchens taken into consideration the fatwa to be the whole shot in a cultural conflict on freedom, despite a conciliatory assertion through around in 1998. And Rushdie's statement that he might prevent residing and hiding. The Iranian Kingdom Information Employer stated in 2006 that the fatwa might stay in area completely due to the fact that fatwa can most effective be rescinded through the person that first issued them, and Khomeini had due to the fact that died, violence, assassinations, and attempted murders. Hitoshi Igarashi, Rushdie's Japanese translator, become located via way of means of a cleansing lady, stabbed to loss of life on 13 July 1991 at the university campus wherein he taught close to Tokyo. 10 days previous to Igarashi's killing, Rushdie's Italian translator Eder Capriolo become critically injured via way of means of an attacker at his domestic in Milan via way of means of being stabbed more than one instances on 3 July 1991. William Nygaard, the Norwegian writer of the Satanic verses, becomes seriously injured via way of means of being shot 3 instances with inside the again via way of means of an assailant on 11 October 1993 in Oslo. Nygaard survived, however spent months inside the medical institution recovering. The book's Turkish translator Aziz Nesin became the meant goal of a mob of arsonists who set hearthplace to the Madımak Hotel after Friday prayers on the 2nd of July 1993 in Sivas, Turkey, killing 37 people, often Alevi scholars, poets and musicians. Nesin escaped loss of life while the fundamentalist mob didn't apprehend him early inside the attack, known because the Sivas massacre. It's far remembered via way of means of Alevi Turks who acquire in Sivas yearly and preserve silent marches, commemorations and vigils for the slain. In September 2012, Rushdie expressed doubt that the Satanic verses might be posted these days due to a weather of worry and nervousness. In March 2016, PEN America suggested that the bounty for the Rushdie fatwa become raised via way of means of $600,000. Top Iranian media contributed this sum, including to the existing $2.8 million already offered. In response, the Swedish Academy, which awards the Nobel Prize for Literature, denounced the loss of life sentence and referred to as it a critical violation of unfastened speech. This became the primary time that they'd commented on the difficulty on account that publication. On the 12th of August 2022, Rushdie became attacked on stage even as Speak Me at an occasion of the Chautauqua Institution. One witness stated that Rushdie became stabbed more than one instances and had a wound on the proper facet of his neck, which ended in heavy blood loss. Reports rapidly after the stabbing stated that Rushdie had suffered nerve harm to an arm, harm to his liver, critical harm to an eye, and tremendous blood loss, and become respiration with the resource of a ventilator. The attacker become without delay taken into custody. He become charged with tried homicide and assault, pleading now no longer guilty, and become remanded in custody. By the 14th of August, Rushdie become reportedly off the ventilator and capable of talk.
That's all for today. How was the video? Please don't forget to comment, and if you like this video, please share with your friends. See you in next video.